The HOA bully thought he could humiliate her. He shouted, mocked, and even egged her house, laughing with his friends. But what he didn't know was that this quiet woman wasn't just a homeowner. She was a black belt in karate, and when she finally had enough, he learned a painful lesson in respect. In the peaceful neighborhood of Brookside Estates lived Tanya Reed, a woman in her mid-30s. She had recently bought a home there after years of saving, excited to build a life in a quiet suburban community. Tanya worked as a nurse, calm and compassionate. Most neighbors saw her as friendly and polite, but behind her warm smile was a quiet strength. She had trained in martial arts since childhood, earning her black belt in karate after years of discipline. But she didn't brag. She didn't boast. She just lived peacefully, never looking for conflict. Unfortunately, conflict found her. Brookside Estates had a self-important HOA president named Chad Whitman. Chad was a loud, arrogant man who thought his position gave him power over everyone. He nitpicked lawns, sent out threats of fines, and bullied anyone who challenged him. When Tanya moved in, Chad immediately targeted her. Maybe it was because she didn't bow to his fake authority. Maybe it was because she stood tall and confident, something his ego couldn't handle. Whatever the reason, he made her life difficult. Complaints about the color of her shutters. Fines for her recycling bin being out too long. Snide comments about her guests. But Tanya stayed calm. She ignored his arrogance. That only fueled Chad's anger. One Friday night, Tanya returned from a long hospital shift to find her house splattered with eggs. Yolks dripped down her front door, windows, and porch. Her stomach tightened. Neighbors whispered from their lawns. And there, at the corner of the street, Chad laughed with two other HOA board members. "Nice place, Tanya," he jeered. "Maybe next time you'll follow the rules." Humiliation burned in Tanya's chest. But she didn't shout. She didn't cry. She simply cleaned her door in silence, her eyes steady. But inside she made a decision. Enough was enough. The next HOA meeting was packed. Residents filled the clubhouse, murmuring about fines, fees, and the HOA's heavy hand. Chad stood smugly at the front. "This community must follow standards," he barked. "Those who don't will face consequences." He looked directly at Tanya, smirking. Finally, Tanya rose from her seat. Her voice was calm, but her words cut like steel. "Chad, do you call throwing eggs at someone's house a standard? Do you call harassment a rule?" Gasps filled the room. Chad's face reddened. "Careful, Tanya. You don't know who you're dealing with." She stepped closer. Her tone sharpened. "Neither do you." That night, as Tanya left the meeting, Chad and his buddies cornered her in the parking lot. "You think you can embarrass me in front of the neighborhood?" He snarled. The other men laughed, one tossing an egg in his hand. Maybe she needs another reminder. Tanya set her bag down slowly. Her posture shifted, calm, balanced, controlled. "I don't want to fight," she said softly. "But if you force me to—" Chad lunged. His hand shot forward to grab her arm. In one fluid motion, Tanya twisted, flipped him over her shoulder, and sent him crashing onto the pavement. The egg splattered against his own shirt. The crowd that had gathered gasped. Phones recorded. The HOA bully had just been dismantled by the woman he thought he could humiliate. News of the incident spread quickly. The video of Tanya flipping Chad went viral in the community. Suddenly, neighbors who had been afraid of Chad stepped forward. Stories of his harassment piled up. Complaints of misuse of HOA funds surfaced. At the next meeting, the board voted him out. His reign of arrogance crumbled. And Tanya? She became a symbol of strength. Not because she fought back with violence, but because she stood her ground with discipline, courage, and dignity. Weeks later, Tanya sat on her porch, sipping tea. Neighbors walked by and waved warmly. Some stopped to thank her. She didn't see herself as a hero. She was just a woman who refused to be bullied. Her karate training had taught her something far deeper than self-defense. True strength is calm, controlled and used only when necessary. And when it mattered most, she used it and changed the neighborhood forever. Power built on intimidation always collapses. The HOA bully thought fear made him strong. But real strength comes from discipline, respect, and courage. Tanya didn't fight for pride. She fought for dignity. And in one swift move, she proved the truth. Never mistake kindness for weakness.